Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I'm Ryan Bolin. Thank you all for joining me. So apparently, Walt Disney, and this is really interesting to me because Walt Disney has become extremely radical on the left side, if you will. But this is interesting because I just found out in reading this article that Walt Disney is coming out with a new series now called The Santa Claus. I believe it's starring Tim Allen. And in this series, there's a particular character that has the audacity. Prepare yourself now, because this might be offensive to some of you. But a character within the show has the audacity. It might have been Santa Claus. I don't know. Maybe it was Santa Claus, but I'm going to read the article in a minute. Had the audacity to say Merry Christmas. You heard that. He said Merry Christmas. Well, needless to say, the left had a field day. What? You said Merry Christmas? So tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to read this article. This article is an opinion piece. It's a short article. It's an opinion piece. So I'm going to read this particular writer's opinion on this issue, and then I'm going to give my opinion on Christmas and how I deal with the whole idea of wishing people a Merry Christmas. So let's get right into this. The title of the article is "The Left is Going After the Santa Claus." For anyone who has been paying attention to our country's culture for the last 30 years, it is abundantly clear that Hollywood doesn't like conservative actors. And in conjunction with this, so do the rapid left-wingers who watch movies, write reviews, and work in production companies. Hell hath no fury like the Hollywood cult's scorn for conservatives. So it's no wonder that the Santa Claus series has drawn the ire of many on the left. The Disney Plus series features Tim Allen as Santa, a character he has played for nearly 30 years. Allen has gained notoriety for his political beliefs in recent years, especially with his former show, Last Man Standing. Despite this show being one of the only programs that promoted conservative values, those horrible virtues of a strong, and this is part, let me slow this down real quick. Despite this show being one of the only programs that promoted conservative values, those horrible virtues of a strong family, hard work, honor, and integrity, Allen and Last Man Standing was still the target of the left. And I like how the writer kind of makes fun of the whole idea of family, hard work, honor, and integrity being horrible virtues, because according to the left, these are horrible virtues. The radical left, for the most part, I always like to say radical left because there are some people on the left that are not as crazy. But the radical left, they hate the family. They think the family is oppressive. Hard work is not meaningless to them. They rather mooch off everyone else. Honor, they certainly don't have that. And integrity, we're not going to even go there with them. Okay? The article goes on to say, Allen's Santa was criticized in the new series as being, quote, too white right-wing. Santa's big unforgivable sin? Lamenting the left-wing cultural backlash against saying Merry Christmas. During one scene in the show, Allen's character, Scott Calvin, a.k.a. Santa Claus, so it was Santa Claus that said this, says, Santa Claus, this is Santa Claus. Santa Claus is supposed to say this, right? You would think, right? Says, quote, Merry Christmas is suddenly problematic. Well, such a sentence was too much for the sensitive ears of the left-wing social media mob. While the left diligently enforces what Allen claimed, highlighting such a fact is forbidden. Many took with Santa pointing this out. They lamented that the truth dared to be stated in a Disney Plus series. And that's why they lamented it, because like I said earlier, from what I understand, Walt Disney has gone full-grown woke, right? Like wokety woke plus woke, and for them to make a new series that honors one of these conservative tenets is pretty unusual. Maybe they're starting to see how stupid they were to begin with all this wokety woke stuff. It wasn't working. They was losing money. Nobody wanted to see that, dude. Let me calm down. Certain things to me just common sense, but anyway. It says, such things go against the core tenets of contemporary left-wing political orthodoxy. replying to someone outraged over the series dialogue, one user sarcastically tweeted, quote, Santa had the red hat all along and we just ignored it, in reference to former President Donald Trump's famous red Make America Great hat. Oh, wow. This is crazy. This is crazy. But that's all I'm going to read right there. You can read the rest of the article if you like, but that's all I wanted to read right there because I want to get right into this. I've always wanted to say something about this whole Merry Christmas debacle and how the major leftist political leaders and elite are wanting to commit suicide, so to speak, over somebody saying Merry Christmas. Now, it was rumored that this whole idea of not saying Merry Christmas and Merry Christmas may be offensive to some people. It is rumored, I heard about this through the grapevine. How accurate it is, I do not know. But it was rumored that this whole idea of being anti-Merry Christmas and not saying Merry Christmas originated under either the first or the second term of Obama's administration. That this whole idea of saying Merry Christmas and Happy Thanksgiving. So now it was wrong and it was offensive to a lot of people because you might offend certain groups of people by saying Merry Christmas and Happy Thanksgiving. So you just say Happy Holidays. First things first. This is what I believe. And I'm piggybacking off of something that my own pastor said, but I've already believed anyway. You mean to tell me that we've been saying Merry Christmas in America for 300,000 years, for like freaking forever? We've been saying Merry Christmas to everyone. And whoever got offended, you know what I'm saying, we was okay, sorry, but if people did get offended, but we've been saying Merry Christmas forever. You mean to tell me we're going to change up saying Merry Christmas, completely change up saying that because we don't want to offend people who come from other countries and come from other groups and come over here to our country? We don't want to offend them, so we're not going to say Merry Christmas? How stupid is that? How dumb is that? That's the stupidest, dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, it's not the stupidest, dumbest thing I've ever heard, but it's dumb. It's stupid. And I'm just going to be right out and tell it. It's stupid. Why would you take down for something that you've been doing all your life and change it up for somebody else because you don't want to offend them? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? And are you really offending them? If I say Merry Christmas to a racial ethnicity or a religious group or whatever, and I slip up and say Merry Christmas to them, I'm really pretty sure, or maybe now they might be because they've been brainwashed to be offended, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to be bothered by me saying Merry Christmas. I mean, they may have an odd expression on their face, but for the most part, they're not going to be overly, let me restate that, they're not going to be overly offended by me saying Merry Christmas. I slipped and said Merry Christmas. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stab you. Okay, but I'm sorry. But I don't think that would be the issue. What I believe this whole attack against Christmas is really all about being a Christian. I believe it's spiritual. I believe the whole idea. See, I believe that the real world is in the invisible realm. That what we physically see is not all there is. That there is a spiritual realm, an unseen realm, that the New Testament book of Ephesians chapter 6 says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. But then the Apostle Paul goes into descriptions and he begins to describe the different spiritual entities that Christians actually do battle with. It's in the unseen realm. And because of that, because the real battle is in the realm that we can't see, but is manifest and acted out in the three-dimensional realm that we can see, what I am seeing is a spiritual attack. The purpose is to get rid of Jesus and everything. But let me ask a question. How is Jesus offensive to you? Now, I'm not saying anyone, but you get my point. I'm not saying anyone has watched it. But how is Jesus offensive? What did he do to that person to make them offended? See, I believe that's the whole purpose of taking Merry Christmas out of everything. Just say Happy Holidays. Now, having said that, when I'm dealing with people on my job or people that I come in contact with, whether it's on the bus or wherever, when I'm on the bus and I'm coming on. Sometimes the bus driver will say to me, like last night, I get to my stop. Me and this bus driver, we always talk. We've always talked. I get to my stop, and she opens the door, and I'm getting ready to leave out. And she says, "Have a good one." She says, "Happy Thanksgiving." And I say, "Happy Thanksgiving." I believe that she sensed that I had no problem with you saying Happy Thanksgiving. And what's my point? My point is this. That's how I deal with people when it comes to this. If you don't want me to say Merry Christmas or Happy Thanksgiving or whatever, I won't say it. But I have to first detect that in you. You see, I have to first detect that. I don't come right off and say Happy Thanksgiving or Merry Christmas. I don't come right off and say it. I'll say Happy Holidays. But I'll only say Happy Holidays because, hey, you might be conditioned and brainwashed into believing that saying Merry Christmas and Happy Thanksgiving is terrifying to you. It's the wrong thing to do. And far as I'm concerned, that person has been conditioned and brainwashed to believe that those are horrible things to be saying in America. So I just say Happy Holidays. But if I sense the person is okay with me saying Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, I'll say it. But the liberal radical left, I believe, is a tool that the satanic forces are using to get rid of anything that has to do with Jesus. But another thing, too, is, as I often say about the radical left and the Marxists, is the purpose is to demonize all traditions in a particular country. The purpose is to demonize them and marginalize them so that you can get rid of them. So on that level, in addition to the spiritual level, on the natural level, the Marxists are trying to demonize all of the traditional values and traditional things that we in America have been doing for decades. The purpose is to demonize it, make it look like it's the worst thing in the world so that you can get rid of it and replace it with something else. Watch. You keep watching, keep paying attention. As you see the Marxists demonize things that Americans have been traditionally doing for decades, all of a sudden it's going to hopefully it doesn't get to that point. But all of a sudden it's going to disappear. It would be no more Merry Christmas, no more Happy Thanksgiving. None of that. It would be completely abolished. And it would be replaced with a whole new holiday. See, that's the aim. The aim isn't to respect everybody else's holidays and wishes. That's not what the aim is. The aim is to get rid of all traditional beliefs and things that you value and replace it with communist ideology and Marxist ideology. Now, you may be asking, how do I know that? Because that's the history of the communists and Marxists that infiltrated countries in the past. One of their goals was to destroy all the traditional values and things that people believed in, and then they would replace it with communist ideology. Same process here in America. It's just done in a different way, and it's just taking longer because most people in America still have a brain. They can still think. They're still free to express their opinions, and to some extent, although that's largely disappearing. But they're still free to express their opinions. They're still free to worship the way they want to worship in their churches or wherever religious institution they go to. They're still free to do these things. But you got people that's trying to strip this stuff away from us a little bit at a time. And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do, because I try to point these type of Marxist concepts out to people and then ask you to share it with other people so that they know what's Marxism and what's not it, what is not Marxism. That what's actually been doing, that you're being conditioned to hate America. You're being conditioned to hate the traditions and values of America. You're being conditioned to hate the Christian holidays and so forth. You're being conditioned to do that. They have an ultimate plan and an ultimate goal. And they're using us or the gullible-minded people as the way to reach that goal. Okay? So I just wanted to say that this is what I believe. That's how I deal with people when it comes to Christmas and Thanksgiving. I say Happy Holidays if I sense that you're going to have a problem with me saying Merry Christmas or Happy Thanksgiving. But if I don't see you have a problem with it, then I'll just go ahead and say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I don't have any fear of saying that. I'm not, oh my God, Christmas phobia, Thanksgiving. I got Christmas phobia, Thanksgiving phobia. That's going to be a new word probably. You got all these other phobias. That'll be one of them. I don't know. But I don't have no fear about it. I have no fear in it. I just do it because, hey, maybe this person has a fear of it. Maybe this person is overly sensitive. They've given in to the mind control and the brainwashing. So out of respect of trying to push saying Merry Christmas and push saying Happy Thanksgiving, I say Happy Holidays. I'm happy. You happy. We all happy. God bless you. So that's what I'm thinking. You know, what do you think? Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. God bless you all and see you again.